I don't know. I mean, if I commit, I can get it done. So I guess I am really about to be in for it for the next few hours here. Oh, a few hours. Who am I kidding? Days. Well, servers are going offline for Killzone Mercenary, Shadowfall, and Rigs August 12th. I've really been putting this off for a long time, and looks like now I finally have to do something about it. So this would be a nearly 10-year something platinum for me. First trophy was September 11th, 2013, and I think that was around launch when the game came out. Yeah, September 10th, so like one day after launch, bought and played the game right away. And I always mentioned, like, in the PS Vita online videos that, like, I gotta get the platinum done because the servers are not going to stay up very long, and I'm at 91%, and the only thing I have left is the multiplayer stuff. So I have to complete 100 multiplayer game rounds, also recover after being tranquilized. I've never had that happen, apparently, but, you know, players are jumping back in now, so 1, 2, 3 hours ago, people were playing. Earn $1 million Vectin dollars. I think you can do that offline. And then this is also offline, apparently, 10,000 enemies, which is nuts because what stopped me in another 10-year platinum was Resistance 2. But that one was for multiplayer. And that is just a serious, organic, regular grind, which that's why that took so long. And eventually I had to boost that with myself. 2 PS3s, 2 TVs, and there was a way that you could boost your kills. No shame on that one, but it took 10 years. And I'm close on this deadline here. It's August 7th right now, so I'm about to play a lot of Killzone Mercenary. But before we do that, let's also check Killzone Shadowfall, because here's my Killzone Platinums. I'm missing 2 DLC Bronze in Killzone 2. That's kind of lame for not getting the 100%. Killzone 3, there's a lot of DLC I didn't do, but I got the Platinum. Shadowfall is, and I didn't do Killzone HD. I would like to go and do that, but yeah, Shadowfall I tried, and this is a trophy that I famously gave up on. I did a video on that for Platinums, that I just said, you know what, I'm done, I can't do it anymore. And I was playing that organically, which right here it was Jack of all trades, max out all upgradable abilities. That just broke me. But apparently it's not bad to do this now. Like, you can boost with bots, so I'm going to have to do some research on that. But yeah, we got DLC trophy packs, a lot of stuff on here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do any of this before it's gone, but let's at least go to Mercenary and start working on that. All right, so what I want to do is check my career data, because that will tell me how close or how far away I am. Total money acquired 684,000. So I need $1 million. So I'm not too far away from that. 4,000 kills. Multiplayer, 400 kills. Only 27 wins. How many games did I play? Can I see that? I'm probably less than halfway to that as well, but maybe close to halfway, which means I need about a little over 50 games, which we can just do naturally, even though we could play, use the Warzone setting. So last night I got the Tranquilizer trophy without even realizing it. Like, somebody zapped me and I didn't know what happened, and then I got back up and the bronze popped off camera. So, but it was like a small thing, so no big deal. But yeah, hopefully with the help of the community, we can get some organic playtime in before the game is completely shut down. And I've got about 20 online matches left, I think. I estimate. 17 and 12. That's it. Centurion. Well, I'm caught up. Multiplayer trophies are done. So I've secured the ability to get the platinum on this one. Such a fun game. And one of the last active PS Vita games online. Okay, so if we go to player profile, I am still pretty far away from $1 million, almost 800,000. And then kills, nuts. I made very little progress on this. Single player 4,096. I did one mission to see how many kills I could get, and multiplayer just crossed over 1,000. So I'm literally halfway to the 10,000 kills. That's going to be a grind, but there's still time left before Shadowfall goes offline, and I did some sleuthing. Let's check out Shadowfall and see what my options are here. Apparently, there's a new boosting method for Killzone Shadowfall for the one trophy that I'm missing, which is maxing out all the upgradable abilities. And, you know, back in the day, 2013 to 14, and I don't know how long I went at it, but, you know, I was going for it legit. You know, playing against real players and making decent progress, but eventually I gave up. But it seems like years later, there's a new, you know, bot mode, and so, you know, I might be able to do this now, especially because I made natural progress on this. So I'm about to find out how far along I am. And also, there's one thing that I can't boost, which is the supply box, and I don't know if I did that already. So we're about to find out here if I can get this done. Press R1 4 times to go to the abilities section. Okay, this is how far along I was Scout, Assault, and Support. Wow, I was going like... So I guess what I was doing was doing all three of them kind of at the same time, because they're all pretty even here, which means I did not do Support. Alright, so Scout abilities. Oh, so that's done. Assault. I only need to do the Nano Shield, Stun Blast, and Drone Buddy. Nano Shield is done. Stun Blast is done. Drone Buddy, I'm 5 out of 11. Oh no, supply box is so low. Oh, it's only 2 out of 11. I need 150 teammates to use my supply boxes. I need all of this. I'm gonna need a real human person to use those. Oh man, this is a lot still. I can see why I gave up on this. But I guess I can get through this pretty quick. I don't know. Alright, so I'll spare you all the monotony of me learning what I actually needed to do here. In order to boost all these skills, you need to set up a custom war zone with only yourself and bots. But the trick here is to adjust all the settings in such a way where it makes it as easy as possible for whatever skill you're boosting. Generally speaking, all the bots need to be set with low health, slow regeneration, instant respawns, things like that. You also have to make sure they aren't using guns because, well, then they would be a pain, so more or less it's a good old-fashioned knife fight. And for whatever reason, on this particular map, there's a magic rock where if you step on top of it, enemy bots will not harm you. In fact, they sort of just stand there staring mindlessly, and this is your boosting spot. They're pretty much ready to be picked off by whatever skill you need to work on, and yes, the custom war zones are all on the server, you must be online. And so, while I don't need human players, I will have to get all this monotonous grinding done with only a few days left. This is still going to take a while. But, I don't know, I mean, if I commit, I can get it done. Because I actually, for this game, I still have a ton of the single-player trophies left. Which is like it adds insult to injury, like I'll have to do a decent portion of the single-player again. Not a terrible thing, but it wouldn't be like an immediate platinum. It's just, this is what would lock me out of the platinum if I don't get this multiplayer trophy. So I guess I am really about to be in for it for the next few hours here. Oh, a few hours. Who am I kidding? Days. You'll see that depending on the ability you're boosting, even with this setup, can go quickly or painfully slow. The Drone Buddy was a monster, tearing apart the ISA like tissue paper, racking up the needed kills very quickly and making it a fairly automated process. The turret was almost the same, but the problem here is that it required a lot more babysitting, since it can only fire from one direction. So unless the ISA continuously spawn from one direction, which they don't, you have to keep dismantling your turret to readjust it. Otherwise the ISA will stop and stare, and if they aren't dying, they'll never respawn and come from a different direction. Thankfully, they were kind enough to go back and forth between charging from the Rock Bridge and the East River. Perfect for me constantly readjusting the turret and letting my mind wander into bizarre topics like fruit roll-ups and me questioning their fruitacular flavor. Now this one, oh, this was just sick. I mean, there's really only one way to revive your teammates over and over again. The cloak ability actually had a different boosting method. For this one you would be on the penthouse map, and there's a bit more setup involved where you first need to play as the support class to go set up a spawn beacon near the target beacon in the game mode Beacon Theft, so the opposing team is always going to try and go for that, and once you place the spawn beacon near the beacon, you suicide and then change to the scout class. Respawn where you just placed your beacon, you immediately pull a Danny Phantom, snag yourself a kill, and then reenact the opening to the first God of War, rinse and repeat. Well, this is definitely a very fast method for boosting. The amount of progress I've made tonight, crazy. Would take so long organically. But it's been nice because, you know, some things I already had done. However, the air support one, even with this method where you stand on this rock, they just walk up to you. For some reason, they don't go aggro on you. Even with this method, it's just taken forever. And I had very little kills with the air support beforehand. Which explains why, because it was never really a great way to get kills in the game. But yeah, even when they're just sitting here doing nothing, the cooldown, this is going to take a while. I totally forgot that I could do this. Set up 2 TVs, 2 PS4s, or 1 PS4 and 1 PS5, and do it that way. Like, how did I forget? I've done this with Resistance 2, Grand Theft Auto 4. I did it with, 3 systems total, a PS Vita as well for the first Platinum Trophy Challenge. So, yeah, I can boost with myself for the supply box, which means I can secure the Shadowfall Platinum. And I really did not think I had enough time to do that. And years ago, I thought I would never get this platinum. But it looks like that is going to be a reality. Alright, so at this point, I do not have much time left at all, which means I kind of have to not worry too much about recording and stuff and get to it, because now that I know the platinum is in sight, now I'm getting a bit greedy and I want to see if I can get as close to a full 100 as possible, because there's 2 DLC packs. Not required for the full platinum, but it always bothers me if I can't get, the 100% or at least close to it, so let's work on some DLC stuff and see how far we can get. As I would soon find out, this would be a lesson in knowing when to recognize one's hubris. This was a bad idea. The Insurgent DLC pack basically extends what I was already doing by adding new abilities. First, there was the Guard Drone, which was basically another drone buddy, just less effective. So, yay, it took longer. The Echo Emitter was easy. You put this down so it scans enemies. The old reliable rock trick should work to scan our lifeless bots. The E-Pulse Emitter. Yep, this was lame. It has to stun other electronics, meaning I need the bots to put down deadly equipment for me to stun. that's a no-go. So thankfully the 2 PlayStation setup came in clutch for this agonizing process of safely squeezing 2 players on the rock of protection and having one player put down a turret and the other, me, stun it with the e-pulse emitter. This was slow. You have to babysit it the whole time, otherwise it won't work, and I regret it, even though I did get the silver for maxing out these abilities. The Hacktivist trophy calls for using the hacking ability a lot, and yeah, this is like the emitter. I need dangerous things out there in order to hack it, so yeah, the bots are not going to work here either. This is another 2 console setup. Same rock, different One player sets up a tactical emitter, the other hacks it. The problem here is, once it's hacked, that's it. Now you need to find something else to hack. So in order to speed up the process, the player who placed the emitter needs to suicide, respawn as the Insurgent class, run to the Rock Boy, and now it's a lifeless tug-of-war of your emitter, my emitter, your emitter, my emitter. I regret this. This trophy was pretty simple, and this is the only clip I have. The Insurgent needs to get a kill with all primary weapons since they don't actually spawn with one themselves, so more or less you need to loot it from others, and this takes like an hour of suicide respawn nonsense. The Remember Me trophy wants you to get 25 kills with the classic weapons. That was also simple. Okay, but really, this next one is where I lost it. There's a trophy for getting 25 online collectibles. Online collectibles. Let me break down this lunacy for you. Gorilla added this thing where a yellow tackle box will spawn in a random location on the map during ranked multiplayer matches. Once you find it, all you have to do is shoot it to collect it, but there is only 1 box per match, and it is indeed the only box amongst all players. Whoever gets it first, it's theirs. After, the box is gone. And considering these are ranked modes, you can't just quit and do another game. There's not enough playlists available, and the ones that are going, well, clearly, given the situation and the nature of how this collectible works, there's just no way I'm getting this. I mean, 5 of them maybe, but 25? Nah, I saw this and I knew it wasn't happening. Until I stumbled upon this thread on PlayStationTrophies.org. Gorilla used to have this desktop site where you could access specialized game modes, official ones where the online collectible would spawn, and since you couldn't access these directly on the console, that means they're usually dead. But you know how these things go, it's an old thread, so scroll down a few posts and the method is dead because the website is discontinued. But just you hold on a second, scroll down a bit more and what's this? A loophole! These game modes are still accessible. If someone has it in their game history, they can just access it again, invite you, and now you have the playlist in your own history. So now, with only like 2 days to spare, I actually found someone who responded in time and was kindly able to invite me to the Pistols Only playlist. Shockingly, this trophy became possible because now I'm in a ranked mode with all bots that won't care about the collectible. I can jump in and look for it at my own pace, shoot it, back out, and then rejoin to a refresh map since no one else is playing. Or so I thought. I should have known, but of course, I did start to notice there was another human player popping into this game. And there's no beating around the bush. They're here for the same reason I am, which means I'm actively racing to find this collectible against another player. And this just added another unnecessary level of anxiety to something that was already so ridiculous. Oh, by the way, this is for a bronze DLC trophy, and for whatever reason, I was determined to get this done. So we went back and forth, I'd find it first, then they would, both of us just extending the time it takes to get this done when we're both against the clock, but eventually, I got the trophy. I think I'm going to call it for my multiplayer grind on Shadowfall. It's August 10th right now at around 11 p.m. And tomorrow I record Let's Talk PlayStation. And that's kind of a whole day thing, preparing the show, recording, editing. And then the day after is where the servers are closed. And I have not even started the Intercept co-op DLC, which that can be done in like 10, 15 hours with a good crew to boost with. But, it's doable, but not with the time I have left. And right now I'm working on the last remaining trophy for the Insurgent DLC, which is stealing 400 abilities, and there's no good way to really boost this, so you kind of have to just play the game naturally, even against bots. And that's fine, I can do that too, and that's what I was doing right now, but I'm getting burnt out, and I'm like, what am I doing this for if it's not going to secure the full 100%, right? So I think I'm just kind of over it because it's only a single bronze anyway. I got what I came for, and I did more than I thought I would, which was actually secure the Shadowfall Platinum because I still have single player stuff left. But yeah, at least I got the Platinum or secured it, so I will do that now for Killzone Mercenary and Shadowfall when I when I get the chance. But in terms of multiplayer before the shutdown, this is as far as I got. With the online servers officially shut down, it was time to relax and go at my own pace for finally unlocking the platinums that have evaded me for 8 years. Killzone Mercenary, I still needed 10,000 kills for a bronze, and the fastest method was replaying Chapter 5 over and over. You can imagine how fun that was. Oh, finally. Oh, that took way too long. What am I doing? I'm done. I finally got this platinum after all these years. Oh, all right. Let's get out of here. I fully intended on having 2 platinums in this video, finishing Shadowfall single player as well, but yeah, I got burned out. I'm done. I'm not playing Shadowfall anymore for now, but at least I got the online stuff done, so at some point I'll circle back around and finally finish it, but for now that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't just yet, please consider subscribing for the best PlayStation news, reviews, and updates that are here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mystic Ryan, and that is it. I will see you all in my next video. You take it easy.